in the stomach and in the you-know-what eventually. But first, let's do our weekly telecast, our webcast, right here on Sports with Coleman, Fox 1370 Sports Radio. Jerry Coleman alongside Kevin Cowherd here on BaltimoreSun.com. And yes, SportsWithColeman.com, brought to you by Dover Downs Hotel and Casino. And Kevin, Ravens up by 3 with 3:20 to play the other day against the Steelers. And then on a 2nd and 2 at their own 43, they decide to pass the ball and don't see Troy Polamalu coming. Instead of running out the clock and running the football, they elect to throw, and disaster strikes. 3 plays later, the Steelers are ahead for good, and they win the ball game. As tough a loss as John Harbaugh has absorbed, and that locker room, you could hear a pin drop afterwards.
Well, you and I were both there, Jerry. No question about it. I mean, the Ravens were absolutely shaken by this. You know, it was a typical bruising dock brawl of a game between the two teams, and it came down to big plays again. It comes down to this great play by Troy Polamalu. How he wasn't picked up is beyond me. I don't get it. Don't you have to watch? Isn't that the guy you have to, of all the guys on that team, maybe besides Harrison, isn't that the guy you got to focus on?
Or at least the hair, as Flacco alluded to earlier in the week.
Right.
Maybe he tucked it in the helmet, but I didn't notice.
Look, somebody blew an assignment there. Somebody was supposed to block the guy. He didn't get blocked, and that was big play number one. Then the Ravens failed to make a big play, Jerry. As we know, Dixon was wide open at the end of the game. Joe Flacco short hops the ball to him after going through his progressions. He can't find anybody, sees Dixon wide open, and he doesn't get his hips turned around, and he doesn't get enough on the ball. So it was a typical Steelers-Ravens game. It again came down to big plays. The Steelers made a great big play at the end of the game, and the Ravens did.
Yes, it seems like the Ravens have been eating too much vanilla ice cream because that's what their offense looks like right now, vanilla. And I'm not sure what's in the water at one winning drive. There has been a coaching change, a regime change, but the offense still looks the same as it did when Brian Billick was here. The difference is they actually have talent on that side of the football they're not utilizing.
Well, everybody's smacking Cam Cameron around this week, and you know, I guess he has to take some of the blame. There's no question about it. But on the other hand, you know, again, it's a team-wide thing here, Jerry. Why haven't they utilized these wide receivers, these terrific wide receivers that they went out and got? Why haven't they been utilized? Why aren't they taking at least a few shots per game downfield and over the middle? Nobody really knows the answer to that. John Harbaugh, though, certainly expressed concern the other day.
And that's the first step in denial,
and
admission.
He did, and he came out and said, hey, you know, this doesn't work. Our offense isn't nearly as productive as it has to be. So maybe this week you'll see something different. I don't expect a sea change against the Houston Texans. It's late in the season. You're not going to all of a sudden throw the whole playbook out, but I do expect them to take a few more chances. I think, you know, something has to open up.
Especially in the second half. Take out your frustration Monday night.